I often compare coming off of TV or being viewed by the world, constantly, where everyone knows your name and everyone knows your face, and then you get off of TV and you kind of got to transition back into civilian life. That's a hard transition to have. And you guys were the first. So there wasn't any tools set up to really help you with that transition. You know what I mean? And it's a psychological play. Let's be honest. You on TV.
I see Julie's face.
People know you, and then you got to transition to civilian life. What was that process like for you all? And Julie, since you're making that face, so let's start with you. What was that like? Now, what was that like?
It was super hard, Sway. I mean, I was auditioning for different dance gigs, and let's face it, those dancers are in the back, and I felt like I would make it through dance cuts. It comes in as a cattle call, and I would make the cut, and you're down to that final round, and the producers are like, "Well, that's Julie from the real world. She can't be on the line. Get her out of here." But before you go, will you sign this for my daughter? It was. I'm signing an autograph for a job I didn't get. That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
And so then I ended up coming in and being a temp at MTV and Viacom. And I worked temp when I couldn't get a dance gig to pay the rent. Because, the other options, waiting tables and stuff, as Julie from the real world, that blows.
Yeah.
So that was temping like that was a better way for me to kind of get it together, but it was an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
I had a year gap between the real world and when Vibe magazine started, and I thank God that I was able to get a job there, and do all those things that I did there. But I remember defaulting my student loan and ended up in court in Jersey City, and they were like, "But you were on TV, you don't have any money." I was like, "No, I don't have any money." You know what I'm saying? That was number one. And number two, the turnover is, MTV was just bringing in people. So it felt like the second season, as soon as the second season started, we were like forgotten. And then around that time, someone I went to college with, Bill Bellamy, the comedian, ended up on MTV. And people started saying to me outside, "You're Bill Bellamy." I was like, "No, I'm not Bill Bellamy."
We all look alike.
No, I'm not Bill Bellamy. I'm not Bill Bellamy. This is the first time I've shared these stories, but that's if I default on a student loan. The people in court were like, "But you're on TV," and then I was called Bill Bellamy over and over again.
I'm glad I'm not drunk right now. I'd be dying laughing.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Sway, man, I'll tell you something. That question, it really, really, really hits home for me because there was a time in my life where I literally got on my knees and I prayed to God to take the fame away.
Wow.
At one point, I felt like it was a curse in my life.
Yeah.
And that was a really, really hard pill to swallow because it's your livelihood. It's what puts food on the table. That's the business that I was in. And I was built up when the grind happened, all this stuff started happening and boom, it was taken away.
Yeah.
And I just remember walking down the street, being in meaningful, deep conversations or just having a good time with my friends. And then all of a sudden somebody runs up on you, they want your autograph or they got something to say about something that happened 5 years ago. And it just completely takes you out of the moment. It steals the moment. And I thought, you know what? I want my moment back. I want those authentic, really special moments with my friends and my family. I want that back. And then we'll see what happens.